Good morning, all of you, and welcome to the Magical Math session from your Ram sir. Yesterday, we had learned how to do a subtraction of one number from the other when both the numbers are very closer to either 100, 200, 300, or 1000, 2000, 3000, like that. One should be above that, one should be below this. Now, we are going to learn the subtraction of numbers by converting them to a simple addition. The basic premise is always addition is little simpler than subtraction. But before going to that one, let's see which one we are going to start. Let us try to do one from the normal subtraction, and then we'll come to the method what I shared. Okay. And here it goes. Suppose if you want to take one number, maybe we'll take 96 minus 45. Oh, sorry. Okay, 96 minus 45. This is simpler one. Oh, this is a very simple one. So instead of 45, let's take 48. Okay, because 96 minus 5 is very direct answer. What we do here, from 6 to 8, we cannot subtract, so we borrow 1. It will become 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. Then what is left out here? 8. 8 minus 4, we'll take it as 4. Correct? No? But the other way to do is 96 minus 48. Here what we did, we subtracted from right to left. Let us do from left to right. We'll do 96 minus 40. What do you get? In two steps we'll do. 96 minus 40 is 56. That from that we are going to subtract 8. 56 minus 8 is 48. This will be the final answer. Means we are going to consider 48 as 40 plus 8. So 96 minus 48, first we will subtract 40 and then we are going to do take out 8. This method is relatively simple for 2 and 3 digit numbers. It will be very useful for 2 and 3 digit numbers. For example, we want to do 74 minus 36. What we do? 74 minus 30, 44 minus 6, we'll get 38. Maybe you want to do 128 minus 86. 128 minus 80 is 48. 48 minus 6 is 42. For this, we can use the yesterday's trick also, because this is 28 above 100. This is 14 below 100. 28 plus 14 is 42. That is much more easier, but we can use this trick also. But subtraction is always taking time, correct? Even if you want to consider like 248 minus 136. What we do? 248 minus 100 is 148 minus 30, 118 minus 6 is 112. We'll go like this. But how about converting this one to addition form? The same numbers, instead of doing like this, because it's taking little time, correct? No? How about converting them into addition? Suppose we want to do the same question, 95 minus 48, let's do. Instead of finding 95 minus 48, we'll do the reverse addition. What we should add to 48 to get 95? 48, how we'll add? We'll be making the number which is either equal to the minuend or just little less than this. So only 10th digit we'll consider. 48 plus 40. We'll get 88. Correct? No? Which is slightly lesser than 95. For that, we are going to add 7. So what we get? 95. So what will be the answer? This is the answer. What we are adding? 47 we are adding. 48 plus 40, that is 88 plus 7. Either we can do like that, or else we can do 48 plus 50 is 98. From that, we are going to subtract 3. 50 minus 3 is 47. We can do either ways. Let's take a couple of more examples. Suppose you want to subtract 67 minus 49. What we do? 49 plus 10 is 59 plus 8 is 17. So 10 plus 8, 18 is the answer. Means we'll go in the reverse direction. This is the technique what most of the shopkeepers use. For them, if you consider, suppose you had given 500 note and you have made a purchase of 236. What do they give? They will make first this as a whole number. 36 means they will give 4 rupees. They'll make 40. Then they will give 60 rupees. Then they'll make a whole 300. Then they'll give 200 rupees. Correct? 264 they do. This is little relatively slower, but they could have used the Nikhilam Sutram, correct? No? 5 minus 2 is 3. Therefore, 264 directly they could have written. But this is also a technique that works to save some time. This is the technique which will almost double our speed. So, what we do? Let's take some example. 17 2 minus 39. What we do? 39 plus 30 is 69 plus 3. So what we do? 33. When I explain, it feels as if we are taking more time, but when we are adding this directly, it's going to take much lesser time. Let's take, for example, 83 minus 55. 28. Directly you can take. Correct? No? 55 plus 20 is 75 plus 8 is 83. Directly you can say 28. Is it relatively simple than doing the subtraction? Like 83 minus, first we'll minus 5, or then afterwards we'll subtract whatever left out from 7 minus 5. Yes. Let me give you a few questions. Then we'll see this. First, let's take a couple of two-digit numbers randomly. Let's take, for example, 84 minus 38. Do this quickly and put the answer in the chat. Quickly. 84 minus 38. What you do? You will see 38, bring it close to 84. That is to bring 78. Correct? Yes. It is 38. 40 we'll do. Means in the mind we'll keep 40. What will bring there? 78. Then 6. So directly we'll take it as 46. No? Let's take this. Be ready quickly. We should do it much faster. Okay. Let's take 92 minus 27. Do it quickly. Yes. Very simple. 27, 60 means 87 and 5. Correct? So 5. 65 will be. This is simple. Let's try for a 3-digit number. Okay. Maybe we want to subtract 538 minus 247. First you go for 100, then tens, then ones. So we go for 200s, correct? No? It will bring us to 447. Then 47 plus 90 is 137. And what we get? 1. 291. We'll be writing it in this reverse order. From left to right, we can directly write the answer. But with little practice, you'll be able to write very fast. What we take? 200, and then we'll take 400. Correct? No, because 547 is lesser. 400 means 2 we'll write. Then we got 47. To get 37, we have to add 137. It is 90. So 9 we added, then only 1. Okay. Let's take one more. 583 minus 376. Quickly. In mind, you can say 476, 576, and then write 2. Correct? No? Like this. Yes? Perfect. See, 476, 576, 200. Then 76, nothing to add in the template. It's only 7, 207. Correct? This method works for smaller digits, 2 and 3 digit numbers. Preferably, if it is a 4 digit number, it takes little more time. But 2 and 3 digit numbers, I recommend you to use this method. Now let's see some variation of these numbers. Okay, maybe you may say the other method is easier. No, sir. Suppose if you take this as 400, what do you get? 24. 376 is lesser than 400 by 24. Correct? Then what we do? Here above 400 we have 183. 183 plus 24 is 207. Okay, just for a quick recap, you can use the combination of these two methods, what we taught yesterday and today. Suppose there are bigger numbers like 327 and 286. The variation of this technique is much more easier. See, what we consider, we'll consider 100 between these two, which is 300. We'll find out the above number, how much is bigger than 300? 27. 286 is 14 less than 300. That means we are dividing this one into, yes, the students who are present yesterday, they are able to answer very fast. That means from here, you, sorry, from 286, you want to reach to 327. We'll do it in two ways. 286, first we'll reach to 300. From there, we'll reach to 327. So for reaching here, we have to add 14. For reaching here, you have to add 27. Correct? No? You convert that 14 plus 27 is 41 is the answer. Directly you can write. Okay? Let's follow this technique also, because yesterday, I think in the last 2 minutes, there was a glitch. Let's follow this technique. This is much more easier than the first one. For smaller 2 or 3 digit number, you can use the first technique. For bigger numbers, let's take, suppose 546 minus 238. We'll consider the 100 which is closer to this, that is 300 we'll consider. Correct? Add it by finding two differences. Now subtraction of any number from zeros, we are very clear using the Nicolam Sutra. Correct? No, it is 62. What we have here? 62 and this is 238 is 62 less than 300. 546 is 246 more than 200. Correct? No, just we add this 246 plus 62. You're right. It is 308. With explanation, how much time I'm taking? This much. But let's quickly practice some 5 or 6 calculations so that you will become very familiar with this. I hope everyone understood. What you do, you take the closest 100 or closest 1000, or even this technique can be used for a 2 digit numbers also. For example, you want to subtract 98 minus 46. What I'll do, I'll take the closest 10 is 50. Correct? No, this is 4. This is 48. 48 plus 4 is 52. Very simple. Okay? Because 2 digit number means we'll go to the nearest 10. 3 digit number means we'll go to the nearest 100. 4 digit number is we'll go for the nearest hundreds. And the people who couldn't understand, please go through yesterday's video. It is explained in much more examples. Let's take some examples. Like suppose you want to subtract 482 minus 396. The 100 between them is 400. So I'm explaining because some people said you couldn't understand. We'll take the 100 between these two, which is 400. In mind itself, we are going to find out the above number. How much it is more than 400? It is 82 more than 400. How much this number is less than 400? It is 4. Correct? No? 82 plus 4. These two, if we add, we are going to get the answer as 86. Okay? Just requires a little bit of practice. Like you consider any 100 which is nearer to this and find out the small lower number how much it is less than 400 in this case, and the above number how much it is more than 400. Okay, so it is 4 less than 400. This is 82 more than 400, because finding out how much this is more than 400 is very easy, correct? Because zeros are there, directly you can find out, correct? Let's take one example. Suppose you want to subtract 782 minus 348. What we'll do, you consider 400 which is nearer to this, correct? No, subtraction of this from 400 is very easy. Okay, I'll give the next time, I'll give little bigger number. How much is this bigger than this? 52. Sorry, 400 is 52 more than 348, correct? No, how much is this greater than 400? It is 382. Now we'll add this 380, 430, 4. In mind we can do this, correct? 782 minus 348 is just 434. I hope you understood. Like you made it like consider the nearest 100 to this, because subtraction of any number from their nearest 100 we know easily by the Nicolam Sutra, correct? No, directly we know in mind itself we can say it is 52 by this time. Without applying the formula also you should be able to do this. Then the remaining 400 plus how much is 782? 382. That is also very easy, correct? Let's take little bigger number. Maybe you want to do it like 4386 minus 1240. Okay, so what we consider, I will consider 1200. 1200 is the best one. Sorry, 1300. 1300 is the easiest one. So what we get here, it is only 60 less than this, and this is 1300 means how much it is? 3086, correct? No, it is 3086 bigger than 1300, correct? No, so just adding this 3146, just to practice a little bit of practice. 2-digit numbers and 3-digit numbers also you can do very easily. So practice this method, which is going to make your subtraction very easy. I hope you all understood these techniques. The first one is useful for smaller numbers, like converting subtraction to addition by, like for example, 86 minus 38. This is much easier to add it, correct? No, 78, that is 48 we'll get, correct? No, we'll go like this. But for any bigger numbers, use this variation method. Find the nearest 100 or nearest 1000, whichever is closer to this, and then find how much this is lesser than this, and the above one find out how much is greater than this. In mind itself we can add those two. Okay, practice little bit, and tomorrow we are going to learn subtraction through addition by some variations. Okay, just by variations. And meanwhile practice the 3 methods. One is Nicolam Sutra, how we subtracted them using Nicolam Navata Sharamam Dashataha, and second one is just by converting it to addition. Third one is the most powerful, what we learned, recap today, finding the nearest hundreds and then deviation from this, deviation from that, and add those two deviations. Okay, I hope you understood this, and tomorrow you are going to learn very powerful method, how we, by converting, by little bit alteration, how we can do little faster. Okay, this is what we learned in addition also. See you all tomorrow morning in the next magical session, where you are going to learn the magical subtraction technique to the next level. Take care till the time.